Good morning. It's time to get in touch. In Touch is a public affairs show dedicated to improving the lives of Susquehanna Valley residents. I'm Freddi Hammer, News Director at Backyard Broadcasting. The Lycoming County Veterans Parade Committee wanted to make sure to honor all our local veterans in 2020 by having the parade on the Saturday before Veterans Day, November 11th. Masks will be required, no candy or items will be thrown or handed out, but the parade will be held in Montoursville with just as much heart as the big parade we had last year, ending with a service at Lycoming County Veterans Memorial Park. The parade will begin at 10 a.m. at the C.E. McCall Middle School and finish at the Montoursville High School.
Here this morning with Richard Swank, who's the Lycoming County Veterans Parade Committee President. Good morning to you.
Good morning, ma'am.
Thank you so much for coming and being with us on In Touch.
It is my pleasure to be here and to represent my veterans.
Absolutely. Please tell me about what you've done for the military and your service.
In 1958, I was drafted into the military, the Army, and I went to Fort Benning, Georgia. From Fort Benning, Georgia, I went over to Fort Gordon, Georgia, and became a military policeman. Shortly thereafter, I was sent to Berlin, and I arrived in November 8th, 1959, in Berlin, Germany. And I was there during the process of the building of the Berlin Wall, and spent 4 active years there in Germany, and then rotated back to the United States of America. When I rotated back, I was stationed in Alaska.
That sounds like, I want to say, wow, that sounds so exciting. Both of those events, as far as the history that was made with the Berlin Wall creation. Wow.
Yes, ma'am. I was fortunate to go back to Germany after my 18-month stint in Alaska. And that particular time, I met a young lady from Czechoslovakia, and we were married in Germany, and then spent another 4 years in Germany and rotated again back to the United States. Now, on that rotation, I was stationed at the Pentagon in Washington, D.C.
Staff Sergeant Swank, yes. Thank you so much for your service.
I'm very happy to have given it, and I would go back to it and give it again, providing I could do it. Time has elapsed on me. I just turned 80 years old this past April.
Well, your voice belies that because you sound like a very young man the way you speak. You have a beautiful voice.
Well, thank you very much.
I'm excited to hear more about the event that's coming up on November 7th, celebrating Veterans Day. In a way, we're having a parade.
Our parade is always held and planned for the Saturday before Veterans Day, and it is to honor our veterans that have served from Lycoming County in all the services of our country. And irregardless of the years you served, you did serve. You raised your right hand and swore to uphold the Constitution and defend the United States from all of her enemies, whomsoever they may be. And this shows that you deserve a recognition for what you have done.
When did you begin your service to the committee for the parade here in Lycoming County?
In year 2013, the parade was in hospice for a short period of time, I believe from about 1983 to 2013. There was no parades held. There were different ceremonies held across the county, and a group of veterans from VFW, 40 and 8, Legions, Veterans Administration people got together and formulated the parade committee in 2013.
Were you worried that it may be another case that way this year due to the COVID-19 crisis?
No, that's why we are going back to Montoursville this year. We're doing this to keep the parade alive and keep it going for future veterans. So the guys that are over there serving now, and they're in harm's way, a lot of them.
Well, we want to make sure that we remember and honor those that have gone before us, as well as made sure that we have a community that we can be free and active in the way we can here, of course, in Lycoming County and beyond.
Yes, that is very important, and as well, a lot of you younger men coming back, we have different programs for you through the VFW, through the Legion, through the 40 at 8, and other military organizations out here in the communities. Our VFWs and Legions basically serve our communities, and a lot of people think that our VFWs, 40 and 8s, and Legions and other places are just bar rooms. This is not true. We pour a tremendous amount of money into the community from our services for the community. And, of course, with the COVID-19, we're not in such great shape this year with giving donations back to the community because we have been shut down. And we're under strict control for the duration of the pandemic.
As far as being able to serve in those buildings and facilities.
Right, exactly. We are open, and we are open under the auspices of the government to equal spacing and caring for our people.
Well, tell me about your committee that's helping making sure that everything goes smoothly this year for the Veterans Day Parade that starts at 10 on November 7th.
Yes, we have a committee of people from the community. Our committee is made up of primarily veterans and their spouses. We meet every first Monday of the month except for when it comes parade time, and then we meet usually every other Monday. This year with the coronavirus, we've been meeting every second Monday, and there's a lot goes into planning. We will start planning next year's parade, which will be here in Loyalsock Township, by the way, and we will start that planning process in January. In January, we elect our officers for the next year, and then we start planning the parades, meeting once a month through August, and then into September, October, we start meeting every other weekend.
So ready to go for the 7th year was never a question. We weren't going to have it. So everybody's really probably right on board.
Well, there was a period of time from April until about September that we did not meet under the guidelines of the coronavirus pandemic. And then we started meeting, and it was decided that we would have a parade this year, even if it's short. This year's parade is going to be approximately 9/10 of a mile long, and it'll last maybe an hour. I have a committee that has participants already lined up, and we hope you come out and stand along the sidewalks and watch. One of the reasons we're having it on the side streets of Montoursville is because the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania wouldn't give us a permit to utilize the state highway, which Main Street in Montoursville seems to be a state highway.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No 180 or any of those areas.
And we were supposed to be in Williamsport this year. However, with the different conflicts going on with the city of Williamsport, we were not permitted to get permits to have the parade in Williamsport.
Well, we certainly are going to make sure that everybody knows around here at Backyard Broadcasting will be able to make the announcement coming up, because it's about a week now until we're ready to go.
Yeah.
A few years ago, at the anniversary of Normandy, I was able to meet some of the World War II veterans, and I wonder if we'll see any of them here for this parade.
We do have World War II veterans still alive in the area. Some of them are doing quite well, others aren't, and you will see World War II people out to observe. I don't know if we have any participating this year. Being a member of the Jersey Shore Honor Guard, we are fast depleting our World War II heroes. And the Korean War, Vietnam War, we're doing ceremonies for every branch of service through all the wars from World War II forward.
Well, we certainly want to get out and meet those folks coming up next weekend. And tell me a little bit about, at the end of the parade, will there be food available and events to be able to stand around a little bit and talk masks more?
At the end of the parade, everybody's going to return to Post 104 in Montoursville, and there will be a small veterans ceremony there with taps and 21-gun salute. As well as at the beginning of the parade, there'll be 21-gun salute and taps performed by the Jersey Shore Honor Guard. And then there'll be food available outside. The VFW is going to set up outside, and the people doing that will be the Ladies Auxiliary and the Legion Riders.
So we're guaranteed to get some good stuff.
Yes, they had a tremendous bowl of soup for us last year when we were finished, as well as other treats.
Well, I think that sounds great. So come on out, bring some cash, and be able to donate as well.
Your support would be greatly appreciated, and just visit with a lot of our veterans are opening up now and explaining what they had gone through and what they'd done and what they'd seen. It's not so much hidden back anymore.
Why do you think that is? Is it because maybe the public's asking more questions, or is it just maybe the time has gone, it's a little more of a healing?
It's probably a little more of the healing to it. We've got a lot of young veterans coming back with PSTD, and it helps to talk about it and sets their standard for living if they're putting it out. And I think talking about it is a psychological help to all of them.
Absolutely. A younger veteran who can respect and give honor to an older veteran, it just is it's a circle that really helps itself.
Certainly is. And we need the younger veterans to step forward and join our organizations and help us to preserve them. With history being forgotten and not taught in some schools, we need that out there.
I certainly miss my father. He's a Korean War veteran. We lost him just this past summer. But I wanted to talk about the parade route, which is actually beginning at one of the elementary schools in Montoursville and going to the high school.
That is exactly correct. It's on the side streets of Montoursville. Therefore, the mayor had the authority to give us permission to utilize the streets without the state involvement.
So I took from the Facebook page of the Lycoming County Veterans Parade Committee, which you can find online.
Right.
You have from Willow Street starts there to Spruce.
That is correct.
Turning to Spruce and going down Walnut.
That is correct.
Turning on Walnut, going to Mulberry.
That is it.
And then ending at Montoursville High School.
Yes, ma'am. That's where we end up. It's not very far from the ending of the parade over to the Legion. As a matter of fact, the Legion is on that end of Montoursville.
Okay, good.
As well.
It starts at 10 a.m., and there is going to be a little bit of a ceremony at both ends of the parade. You mentioned at the end, and of course taps then and a salute as well at the beginning.
That is correct. That's the plan for the move.
Yeah, everything on the move. What's the school that we started? The C.E. McCall is the school where it begins at 10 a.m.
The mayor of Montoursville has been very, very cooperative. In fact, he is a member of our parade committee. And some of you folks might know him from seeing his pictures out there that he takes. He's a fine photographer.
Oh, nice. Will he be a grand marshal, or will you have one?
We will have a grand marshal.
Is it a surprise?
No.
Oh.
This year they have chosen me as grand marshal.
No wonder you're being humble about that, Richard.
The second year that I was on the committee, I was voted as vice president, and the fourth year I became the president of the parade committee and served in that capacity since then.
Will you have a beautiful car to sit in?
I don't know. The antique car people here in the area is providing the transportation for that.
Oh, I think that's another reason to go to the parade for sure, to see the vehicles.
We've had quite a number of World War II veterans that have been our grand marshals and are representing our community. And you got to remember, folks, this is the Lycoming County Veterans Day Parade. This is for our folks in Lycoming County. And we've reached out a little bit to Sullivan, to Clinton. Some of the fire companies in our bigger parades came from the outlying areas. And so we've gone over the borders and reached out to the counties around us as well.
If anybody wants to get in touch with you, should they go through the Facebook page, or is there a phone number?
Go right through the Facebook page, Lycoming County Veterans Parade Committee, and most of the information is posted on that.
Well, before we began the interview, you were talking about your lovely partner, Ruth, and the fact that she's your chaplain. Tell me a little bit about how that came about.
Ruth is my significant other at the present time. My wife passed away in 2014.
Sorry.
And her and my wife were great friends, and we just got together thereafter, and she's with us. Yes, she's on the parade committee, and she's also my chaplain at the VFW Post 5859 in Jersey Shore for the auxiliary.
Well, thank you to Ruth very much. Well, it is lovely to speak with you, Richard, of course, the president of the Lycoming County Veterans Parade Committee. And so I'm just so happy to be able to announce that we're having the parade. Can't wait to be out there on the 7th.
Mayor Bagwell was the instigator of this. He brought the idea to us. He said, we can't just sit back and do nothing. We have to do something for the veterans this year. So we moved on, and since September, we've put this together. It's been kind of a rush thing, but in all, I think it's going to come off pretty great for our veterans.
Well, I hope so for sure, and we'll be watching that Facebook page for future pictures and things that are happening. You may be able to have a video that is taken of the parade here as well. There
will be people from Montgomery
area.
Mr. Pollock and his group have a class that's involved in radio broadcasting and TV, and they're going to try to live stream it for us again this year. Last 3 parades were live streamed.
Okay, well, that'll be really great. That's a memento that can last forever.
And we do usually have a disc made of the parade, and we have one for every year, starting with the year 2014.
Oh, as a fundraising element?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those can be obtained at the VFWs, or at least asked for?
They can be obtained through the parade committee, and I guess, we never sold them at the VFW, I don't believe. It was through the parade committee that they could get them.
If you get at least the word of mouth, you can find the information out if you're at the VFW from some of the folks that may be there on the committees as well.
That certainly is.
Well, I'm just so happy that you're able to come and talk to me about the Lycoming County Veterans Parade coming up on November 7th, which is the Saturday before Veterans Day, which is November 11th.
That is correct.
And there's masks to be worn. Nobody's going to be throwing candy or anything, unfortunately.
No, we are not allowed, permitted by the CDC to distribute anything to protect the individuals in the parade as well as the viewers. And we're outside, so mask is going to be an option there. But please, when you're around a group of people, wear a mask. It protects you and as well as it protects the participants and the other people around you.
Also refraining from handing out flags, so everybody's encouraged to bring their own.
Yes, you're welcome to bring your own. This took place so quickly, the preparation, that we could not order a significant amount of flags to hand out this year, or poppies. We put an order in for poppies and did not get the poppies.
All right, well, maybe next year we can have those, or maybe they can come in a little later, maybe for December 7th. Well,
most of your VFWs, Legions, and the auxiliaries of those organizations have poppies for a donation, a small donation. If you want to give a quart, you don't have to give anything, really. We'll give you a poppy. I know our VFW will, and usually it's for a small donation, the poppies, but we'll see that you get one if you want one.
Oh, I do love them. My father always had them all around the mirror of the dresser. That's where he'd put them every year. So Richard Swank, President of Lycoming County Veterans Parade Committee, thank you for coming in and talking to us today on InTouch.
It is my pleasure to be here. Most of my free time, I'm either talking about veterans, talking to veterans, or doing something through the VFW state and districts to promote the veterans. You're my brothers.
Absolutely. We're so grateful for their service, yours, and all that you do to support them.
Yes, ma'am. We also cannot underestimate our ladies. When I was a corporal on the military police active duty time, I had a couple outstanding young women that gave up their time and served with us, and they were just super outstanding young people. Throughout my career of over 40, almost 40 years, I've had some fantastic young women serve with me. Had people from all nationalities serve with me, from all backgrounds serve with me. And they just were great, great people.
I think every interaction I've ever had with a good veteran has always left just an amazing impression, and I'm sure that's just a lifelong thing. Everybody you seem to hang around with has those attributes.
Yes, ma'am, they usually do.
Well, thank you again for being here today on InTouch.
Thank you and Backyard Broadcasting for giving us the opportunity to be here.
All right, see you on Saturday the 7th at 10 a.m.
Yes, ma'am. We'll look forward to it.
InTouch is locally produced in our studios at 1685 4 Mile Drive in Williamsport. To get in touch with us regarding questions, comments, or topic ideas, call weekdays between 8 and 5, 570-323-8200. You can also write to us at 1685 4 Mile Drive, Williamsport, PA 17701, attention Freddi Hammer, or email me at fhammer@backyardbroadcasting.com. For archive programs of our InTouch series, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Backyard Broadcasting. Each current weekly program is featured on the Backyard Broadcasting websites. Thanks for listening to InTouch, a production of Backyard Broadcasting.